All day, I told myself to keep distance, to stay busy, to not be alone with him. But fate, or maybe something darker, had other plans. By evening, his sister got a call from a friend. She wanted to go out, just for a little while. You guys don't mind, right? I'll be back soon. My throat went dry. Jason and I exchanged the quickest glance, but it was enough. We both knew what her leaving meant. The second the door closed behind her, silence filled the house. Thick, heavy, dangerous. I stood in the living room, staring at the TV but not watching. My heart raced with every step Jason took closer. You don't have to pretend, he said softly, his voice carrying that same reckless certainty as before. I know you feel it too. I turned to face him, my chest rising and falling too fast. Jason, this will ruin everything. Or, he said, stepping closer, it'll be the one thing we both stop pretending we don't want. And then his hands were on my waist. Warm. Certain. Pulling me toward him. I could have walked away. I should have. But instead, my body betrayed me. My arm slipped around him, holding him tight, like I'd been waiting for this moment my whole life. The kiss was nothing like before. It was desperate, unstoppable. There was no hesitation, no guilt big enough to stop what was happening. When he whispered, "Come with me," I didn't argue. I followed him down the hallway, knowing exactly what I was walking into, and exactly what I was about to lose if anyone ever found out. The hallway felt endless, every step echoing like a warning in my ears. My palms were sweaty, my chest tight, but I didn't stop. I couldn't. Jason's room was dim, lit only by the soft glow of a lamp on his desk. The door clicked shut behind us, sealing us in a secret I knew we could never take back. For a second, we just stood there, breathing, staring, the weight of what we were about to do hanging heavier than oxygen. I whispered, almost pleading, "This is wrong." But then his hand slid down my arm, fingers threading with mine, and he said, "Then tell me to stop." I opened my mouth. The word "stop" hovered on my tongue, but it never came out. Instead, I leaned into him, and that was all the permission he needed. His lips crushed against mine, and this time there was no hesitation, no turning away. His hands found my waist, pulling me closer until there was no space left between us. I could feel the heat of his heartbeat against my chest, the tremor in his breath. Every ounce of guilt I carried dissolved under the fire of wanting him. The world outside that room disappeared. It was only us, reckless, selfish, starving for something we knew we could never have. When he laid me down on his bed, my body responded before my mind could protest. Every kiss, every touch blurred the line between fear and desire until I didn't care which side I was on anymore. It wasn't until I heard the faint slam of the front door that my blood ran cold. His sister was home. We froze. He on top of me staring at the ceiling, both of us too shocked to breathe. "Jason!" her voice called from the hallway. Panic surged through me. I shoved him back, whispering frantically, "She can't find me here." Jason's eyes widened. He scrambled off the bed, his chest heaving. "Go bathroom now." I slipped off the bed, straightening my clothes as fast as I could, every nerve screaming with terror and adrenaline. As I shut the bathroom door behind me, I pressed my back against it, heart racing, lips still swollen from his kisses. And that was when it hit me. There was no undoing what we'd started. I pressed my ear to the bathroom door, trying to steady my breathing. My heart felt like it would punch straight through my chest. "Jason!" His sister's voice floated down the hallway again. Closer this time. "Yeah." His reply sounded way too calm for someone who'd just been tangled up with me seconds ago. "Where are you?" she asked. "In my room," he called back. My stomach dropped. His room. Where I'd just been. I held my breath, terrified she'd walk straight in and see everything. The wrinkled sheets, the heat still lingering in the air, the evidence of what we'd almost done. Her footsteps padded closer. Then silence. Then, her hand on the doorknob. My entire body tensed. If she opened that door, it was over. But then Jason spoke again, his voice casual, a little irritated. "Can you not? I'm changing." She laughed lightly. Fine. Relax. I just wanted to tell you I'm back." Her steps retreated down the hallway. I slid down against the bathroom door, my whole body shaking. Relief washed over me, but it was tangled with something darker, excitement. The danger, the closeness of getting caught, made my pulse race even harder. After a few minutes, when the house felt calmer, Jason tapped lightly on the door. "She's in her room. You can come out." When I opened it, his eyes locked on mine. Neither of us said a word. We didn't have to. The tension was unbearable. I should have walked out right then. I should have put space between us, reminded myself of the line we'd already crossed. But instead I whispered, "That was too close." He smirked, stepping closer, lowering his voice so only I could hear. "And yet, you didn't regret it." I didn't answer, because we both knew the truth, and that truth was more dangerous than being caught. That night I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, every nerve buzzing with the memory of Jason's hands, his lips, the heat of his body pressed against mine. I kept telling myself, this can't happen again. It was a mistake. A dangerous, reckless mistake. But every time I closed my eyes, I didn't see regret. I saw him. The next morning, we all had breakfast together like nothing happened. His sister chatted about school. Jason kept his eyes glued to his phone, and I sat there pretending to sip my coffee while my stomach twisted in knots. Every time I dared glance at him, he was already looking at me. A silent pull, a gravity I couldn't fight. Later that afternoon, when his sister went to the store, Jason found me in the kitchen. He leaned against the counter like he owned the air between us. "You didn't sleep either, did you?" he said, his voice low, taunting. I tried to roll my eyes, but my heart betrayed me by racing faster. "This is wrong, Jason. We can't keep." He stepped closer. Too close. The smell of his cologne was still on my clothes from the night before. "Then tell me you don't want it," he whispered. I froze. My mouth opened, but the words wouldn't come. Because the truth was I did want it. I wanted it so badly it scared me. He smirked when I didn't answer. That's what I thought. Before I could react, his hand brushed against mine, just a fleeting touch, but enough to send sparks racing through me. And then the sound of keys rattling at the front door jolted us apart. His sister was back. We jumped away from each other, acting like nothing happened, but my body betrayed me. My face was flushed, my hands shaking. That's when I realized something terrifying. I wasn't afraid of being caught anymore. I was afraid of not having him again. The rest of the week felt like torture. Every stolen glance, every brush of his hand when no one was looking, every smirk across the dinner table, it all pushed me closer to the edge. I kept telling myself I was stronger than this, that I wouldn't let temptation win. But the truth was, I was already lost. One night, his sister fell asleep on the couch watching TV. Jason and I were in the kitchen, cleaning up after dinner. The clinking of plates and running water was the only sound between us, but the silence felt heavier than words. When I reached to grab a dish towel, my hand brushed his. I pulled back quickly, but he caught my wrist, firm, certain, like he'd been waiting for this exact moment. "Stop running from it," he murmured, his eyes dark and tense. "Jason," I whispered, but my voice betrayed me, weak, trembling. He stepped closer, his chest almost against mine. "You feel it too. Don't lie to me." I should have pushed him away. I should have told him this was insane, that his sister was only a few feet away, that this could destroy everything. But instead, I leaned in. The kiss started desperate, like we'd been holding our breath for days. My back hit the counter, his hands gripping me like he couldn't let go. The world outside that kitchen disappeared. No parents, no rules, no consequences. Just us. And then footsteps. We broke apart instantly, hearts racing. His sister stirred on the couch, mumbling in her sleep, before turning over. Jason let out a shaky laugh, whispering, "We almost got caught." But instead of fear, there was something else in his eyes. Hunger. That night, when the house finally went quiet, he found me again. In his room. Door locked. There were no more near misses. No more hesitation. The line we'd been dancing around for so long was finally crossed. And once it was, there was no going back. I lay there afterward, my body still trembling, the weight of what we'd done crashing down on me. And in that silence, the truth hit me harder than anything else. I didn't feel regret. Not yet. I felt alive. Looking back now, I still can't believe how far it went. What started as stolen glances and quiet moments in the kitchen turned into something that consumed us both. For weeks after, We carried on like nothing happened. His sister never suspected, or maybe she chose not to see it. Every smile at the dinner table, every casual word spoken, was a mask we wore to cover up the truth. But inside, I was falling apart. The guilt was there, always clawing at me in the quiet moments, yet so was the craving. It was like I had tasted something forbidden, and no matter how wrong it was, I couldn't forget it. The night his parents finally came home, Jason gave me this look across the room, like a final goodbye, but also a promise. I felt a chill run through me, because deep down, I knew it wasn't over. Not really. Sometimes I ask myself if I regret it. The honest answer? Yes and no. Yes, because it betrayed trust. Because it was reckless. Because it could have destroyed so many lives. But no, because for the first time in years, I felt seen. Wanted. Desired in a way I didn't even realize I was starving for. And that's the kind of hunger that doesn't just disappear. Even now, long after it ended, I still find myself wondering if I had the chance to do it all over again, would I stop myself? Or would I let it happen all the same?